A lot of work to make sure that airplane gets off the ground safely and that all the bags are loaded up and the food and that everything is working properly. So that's why I decided to read you a book about trucks, even though we're talking about flying machines. All right, so I promised that we would make a flying machine of our own today, and that's what we're going to do. So what you're going to need is a standard blank index card, a 3x5 card. If you don't have an index card, any kind of thick paper will do fine. You'll need a straw. If you don't have a straw, you can take a piece of scratch paper, maybe cut it in half and just roll it up nice and tightly so it's like a straw. You probably don't even need to roll it all the way across. Something like that will work just fine, and you can cut off the rest and just tape it. So that'll work for your straw. And if you have a bendy straw, the first task that you can do is, so you'll need some scissors. You can take scissors and just cut off the bendy end, so you just have a nice tube that you can see through. So we need our straw or our rolled up paper tube, our index card or our hard paper, and you're going to need just some Scotch tape. And then this is optional, but you may want to have a ruler and a pencil as well. So what we're going to be making is a hoop glider. So this is kind of like a very simple kind of paper airplane, but it works very well. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is take our index card or our piece of stiff paper and cut out 3 strips. The strip should be about 1 inch by 5 inches long. So that's why it's convenient to use the index card. Now, if your little one hasn't worked with a ruler before, this might be a good place to start. You can hold the ruler and the paper, and the child can pick out where the number 1 is and where the number 2 is. So along the edge of this card, we'll make a mark at the 1 and the 2, and then we'll flip it around and do the same thing. We'll make a mark at the 1 and the 2, and then we'll draw lines to connect them to one another. Now, if you don't have a ruler or pencil handy, you can just cut out the strips and approximate the length. That's fine. We're just looking for 3 strips of equal length. So we can take our scissors and cut out the 3 strips. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now that I have my strips, we're going to use these 3 pieces of paper to make 2 hoops. A hoop is in the shape of a circle. So one hoop's going to be small and one hoop's going to be big. We'll start with the small hoop. So we'll take one of the strips and we'll fold it, roll it into a circle, a hoop shape, just like that. And that's where our tape comes in. So your little one can rip you off a piece of tape, and we'll tape this together to make a hoop, just like that. Perfect. If you want it to be extra sturdy, you can add a piece of tape on the inside as well. Might be more trouble than it's worth. All right, so then once we have our smaller hoop, if we want to make a hoop that's bigger, we need to use more paper. So we'll take our two remaining strips, and the first thing we'll do is connect them with a piece of tape. So we'll just tape one end to the other end, and this one you're probably going to want to use tape on both sides. 1, 2. So now I have a really long strip, and if you were using paper that was different from an index card, you could probably just cut out a strip this long to start with. And then we're going to fold that to make a big hoop. So we got a small hoop and a big hoop. And you'll tape that together as well. add a bit of tape on the inside if you'd like. So now with our 2 hoops and our straw, or our tube, we're going to end up taping the hoops and the straw like this. So the straw, each end of the straw is going to be taped just inside the hoop. So we're going to have a small hoop on one end of the straw and a big hoop on the other end of the straw. So I just do 1 hoop at a time, and again, you want the straw to be inside the hoops like this, not outside. So place the straw inside the hoop. And make sure when you're taping that you don't cover up the end of your tube, because it's important for the air to pass through. All right. So that's it, I've built my flying machine. Do you think it's going to work? So once you have your machine built like this, the way that you want to throw it is you're going to hold it in the middle. You're going to pinch it just like this between your thumb and your pointer finger. You'll hold it and then you'll throw it. It flew. So go ahead and try that at home, and if you make one, you can post a picture of it and see how far you can get your glider to fly. Have fun making flying machines. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.